Hey Reddit, I need to share a crazy story that happened to me at work recently. I'm still shaking my head in disbelief over this one. I, 27M, run a small local comic book and game store. It's a great job, and I usually love interacting with fellow nerds and gamers who come in. We have a pretty tight-knit community, and most of the regulars are super respectful and fun to chat with. But last week, I encountered a real-life Karen, and it was a nightmare. So, here's the story. It was a typical busy Saturday afternoon, and the store was bustling with customers. I was helping a few kids pick out some Pokemon cards when this woman storms in with her son, who looked to be about 7 or 8. She had the classic Karen haircut and a face that just screamed entitlement. "Excuse me," she practically yelled from the entrance. Everyone in the store turned to look. "I need someone to watch my son for a couple of hours." I was taken aback and tried to handle the situation politely. "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but we're not a daycare. I can't watch your son for you." Her face turned red, and she stomped over to the counter. "What do you mean you can't watch him? I have important errands to run, and he loves comics. Just let him stay here and look at some books." I tried to explain calmly. "We have store policies, and unfortunately, we can't be responsible for unattended children. You're welcome to stay with him, but I can't watch him while you leave." She huffed and glared at me, then turned to her son. "Timmy, stay here and look at the comics. Mommy will be back soon." I stepped in front of her as she tried to leave. "Ma'am, I'm serious. I cannot let you leave your child here. It's against our policy, and it's not safe for him." That's when she completely lost it. "Are you saying my son isn't safe here? What kind of establishment are you running?" She started shouting, causing a scene. I could see other customers getting uncomfortable. "I'm sorry, but you need to take your son with you or stay with him." "Those are the rules," I reiterated. She grabbed a comic book off the shelf and threw it at me. "You're useless. I can't believe this." Then she started knocking things off the shelves: comics, action figures, board games, anything within reach. The whole store was in chaos. I called the police while trying to stop her from causing more damage. Some customers tried to help, but she was like a whirlwind. By the time the police arrived, the store was a mess. They managed to calm her down and escorted her out, but not before she screamed about how she would ruin my business and make sure everyone knew how terrible my store was. Thankfully, a few regulars stayed behind to help me clean up. I was grateful for their support, but the whole incident left me rattled. I've dealt with difficult customers before, but never anything like this. I'm considering pressing charges for the damage she caused, but I'm not sure if it's worth the hassle. The important thing is that Timmy wasn't hurt, and the community rallied around to help put things back together.